Fox 10 Gulfstream. This is Next Weather.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith, and we're talking weather headlines first here as the rain's still a problem, and we'll have some coastal showers and storms near the beaches late tonight. Storms are likely again tomorrow. I wish I had better news if you're trying to find some dry weather. We're going to see a good shot at rain, at least 1 or 2 showers or storms a day based on the current pattern, and not a lot of changes as we work our way into the weekend. If you're headed down to the beach, watch out for the lightning and thunder. We're not as concerned with the rip currents, which is usually a big issue in the summertime, but what we are more concerned with would be the lightning danger down at the beaches. You're out in an open area, definitely a concern there. UV index is high, but not as high as it could be, not extreme because of the rain chances in the clouds. And our rip current risk stays low through the weekend. Just have to dodge those showers and storms. They could be numerous at times. Our futurecast shows it clearing off overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, coastal showers and storms get going pretty quickly, and by lunchtime we'll start to see some activity starting to get more scattered about the area, and then very likely more showers and storms across the Gulf Coast tomorrow afternoon and evening. It looks active on the futurecast. Here's our tropical situation. The Gulf looks great, and so does the Caribbean Sea, but we go over into the central northern Atlantic here to the east of Bermuda. We got one little low pressure area that's got about a 50% shot at forming into something. It has about a 3-day window here, and then it'll run into some cooler waters, but there is the possibility we could technically have a depression or subtropical system out there in the Atlantic. Won't affect us though. Tomorrow, breaking it down, our temperatures getting up into the 80s, and then scattered storms becoming more likely, especially in the afternoon. So unfortunately, more raindrops to have to dodge, and they're showing up well in our extended forecast. Rain chance 60% Thursday and Friday, 50% Saturday, Sunday, a little lower by early next week. All right, coming up next on Next Weather, we'll talk about the dangers of lightning. We've had some close calls here across the Gulf Coast. More on that coming up.
Can I play? Sure, but you need to bring your own truck. That's not a problem.
The Fox 10 Storm Tracker Fleet, taking you live to more places, covering the Gulf Coast like no one else can. Unrivaled experience, unparalleled severe weather coverage.
I think I need a bigger sandbox.
It's another stormy day that we had to experience here across the Fox 10 News viewing area with plenty of lightning, just like this past Monday in Gulf Shores, where a random powerful strike could have been deadly for one teen working there. Fox 10 reporter Ashlyn Mitchell has the story.
I pulled back and I said, I just got shocked. And then I started hyperventilating. And then the next part that I know for sure was happening, I was just sitting on the floor and all the lifeguards were around me.
Michelle Bossert has spent most of her summer outside doing what she loves, lifeguarding. Bossert says she didn't think much of Monday's afternoon thunderstorm until she came face to face with a lightning strike.
We ended up closing for weather, so we were under a lightning delay. I was trying to get all the lifeguards inside just to add a little bit more protection, and I went to open the door for all of them, and I was holding the door, and there was a super bright light, and then everything kind of goes foggy from there.
The door handle, a powerful conductor.
We don't even know exactly where the lightning hit, but we think it was probably a good mile or two away, and it still traveled all the way to me.
She was rushed to the hospital where she was treated and released hours later.
My chest hurt, my head was throbbing, and I was having really bad body aches. I was also super dizzy. The world was spinning, and then it kind of felt like everything was going slower than me. I could feel my body, but it was it didn't feel like my body was actually there.
But the next day, her symptoms took a turn, and she was rushed back to the hospital.
I was throwing up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't keep anything down, not even water. It kind of feels like I got hit by a bus.
Bossert is now recovering at home, but she has some critical words of advice.
Before it happened, I honestly thought I was one of those people that's oh, it'll never happen to me. It's so rare, it'll never happen to me. A lot of people don't really realize that it happens more than they think, even if it's not a direct lightning strike.
Please exit the beach. We have lightning.
The National Weather Service reports lightning kills about 20 people each year in the United States, with 6 lightning deaths so far this year. Bossert is glad she's not a statistic.
All of the doctors really were like, you're just so lucky that it didn't end worse than it did.
So what causes all of this lightning? Well, let's take a look at how this all comes together in a thunderstorm. And so we start to see a difference between the particle charge between the cloud and the ground. You got a negative charge up in the clouds, you got a positive charge down near the ground, and we see what we call a step leader, which is actually invisible when we start seeing things going towards the ground as far as the negative charge of the cloud and the positive charge starting to come up towards the cloud. And then we look at it, these two merge, and that's when we actually get the current flow going on, and that's that visible return stroke, which actually leads from the ground back to the cloud. It's moving really fast too, and it may repeat itself a couple of times. That's why lightning can flicker or flash, and all of this happens in less than a second. So there's a lot going on with lightning. The bottom line is it's dangerous, and here are some safety tips. So if you hear the thunder, where do you go? Well, a good place to be is indoors, but also in a vehicle, as long as it's a hardtop vehicle, actually a good place to be in a lightning storm. Also, you want to stay away from super tall objects like poles or trees. A lot of people think, hey, I'll be safer under this tree. Not a good place to be. And of course, you want to get out of the water because that can conduct electricity in lakes, pools, beaches. These are often open areas, and you could be the tallest object, so dangerous place to be. Coming up on Next Weather, we'll look at your extended outlook.
New to the FOX10 weather app, your 24-hour radar forecast. Be the first to see how precipitation is going to affect your plants across the Gulf Coast. Detailed hour by hour. The 24-hour radar forecast on the FOX10 weather app. Plus the latest breaking news with the FOX10 News app.
Got him, bro.
Stay alert with FOX10. Prime time is FOX10 time.
The latest on the night's top stories are first on Fox 10 News at 9.
Wrap up your day, informed and ready for the morning.
Here's what we're seeing over the next 10 days, and rain chances at 60% on Thursday and Friday and into the weekend. Still a good chance at about 50% Saturday and Sunday. Next week does look hotter and drier as an upper ridge builds in. Rain chances at around 40% through the middle of the week. Could even be a little lower than that by the back half of the week. Daytime highs in the middle 90s, overnight lows in the upper 70s as we're looking at more summertime weather hanging around in your 10-day forecast.